distinguished history professor at American University, Alan Lichtman. Professor, big fan, as you know. Thank you for joining me.
Good to see you, my friend.
So why do we ignore the polls, and what do you know?
Yeah. Early polls and even late polls are entirely misleading. Do with them what the great philosopher David Hume said you should do to works of superstition. Consign them to the flames. They lead you down the primrose path of error, as we saw not just in 2016, but also, for example, in 1988, when George H.W. Bush was 18 points behind his opponent, Mike Dukakis, as late as June of 1988. And all the pundits had written him off. But I said, he is a shoo-in to win because I have my own system, the keys to the White House, which, unlike the polls, which are just snapshots with no predictive value, the keys probe the structure of how American presidential elections really work. And the message, Chris, and I think it's a positive one, is that governance, not campaigning, counts. And the keys gauge the strength and performance of the White House party to determine, based on history, and my system goes all the way back retrospectively to 1860, whether or not the party holding the White House is going to get 4 more years.
So do we have a graphic of the 13 keys that Lichtman has? Because they are very all-encompassing in terms of a macro look at what happened on their watch. The "Are you better off than 4 years away" 4 years ago. Tell me this: how do you factor Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? Do you believe he stays in? Do you believe he decides the election?
It's possible. We have a third-party key, which, if you have a significant third-party key, and that means you're going to get at least 5% of the presidential vote. Of course, I don't know that ahead of time. So while I don't take the polls literally, I have a basic rule of thumb. You got to consistently poll as you get close to the election at 10% or more. RFK Jr. has been all over the map, as you know, with these early polls, anywhere from 3 to 15%. But he could be a spoiler. In 1992, when Bill Clinton upset H.W. Bush, Ross Perot was the fatal sixth key against the incumbent party. 6 keys of my 13, if they go against the White House party, they're predicted losers.
So who do you think he hurts more, and when are you ready to predict?
Unless it's a clear split in the opposition party, a third party counts against. Unless it's a clear split in the opposition party, a third party counts against the White House party, not just in terms of parsing the vote, which is very hard to do with, candidates getting around 10%, but also because it's a sign of discontent with the ruling party. Now, you've heard all the pundits saying, Biden should step down, we should get a younger guy. That, again, is the path to error. Biden running, you win 2 of my keys, incumbency and party contest. That means 6 more keys would have to fall. Biden doesn't run, you lose both of those keys, and only 4 more keys would have to fall. Right now, I haven't made a final prediction, Chris. I'm happy to come on when I do, probably in August.
Please.
But as I've said, a lot would have to go wrong for Biden to lose. And here's what your audience should look at. My foreign policy success and failure keys. Look at Gaza and Ukraine, the third party key. And one that I didn't expect, but now has arisen, is social unrest. All 4 of those keys would have to turn for Biden to lose.
So, and they may, come back in August. Let's do it in person. I'll bring you in, and so we can go through all the keys and spend a bunch of time doing it so everyone can see in real time how much smarter you are than I am.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I'm happy to come on.
I know that. I don't need any keys to tell it. I've been studying you for a long time, Lichtman, and I'm better for it. Professor, thank you. I'll see you in August. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.